Keisha, and I'm here with my auntie, All Shade, the Real Black China, Season 1, Episode 2 review. So I just finished watching Episode 2, and it starts off exactly where we left off on last week's episode, the aftermath of China and Tokyo Tony almost coming to blows. And Tokyo Tony was in the car. She was telling Wasi, her bodyguard, that she was done. She was the fuck out of here. Fuck that bitch. I don't give a fuck if she died, if she kill herself. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna be disrespected. I should have dragged that bitch. This, and that. And then you see China in the house talking to her assistant. I think Ashton. I hope I'm saying his name right, and she's hyperventilating. She can barely breathe. She's so upset, and I know that kind of upset. We've all had that kind of upset, but she can't even breathe as she's talking. And she was just like, I knew she was gonna do this. I've tried so hard with her. She always does this to me, and I teared up because I felt so bad for that girl. I felt so bad for her. She was like, my grandmother will be rolling over her grave right now. She saw this. She always choose her husbands over me, and it was just so sad to see how this girl was basically crying out for her mama, and then you see the mama in the car cussing her out like she just a bitch off the street, could give a fuck. And you see this Wasi character in the car co-signing everything she's saying. You right, I agree, she was disrespectful. If anybody has an enabler around her, it is Tokyo Tony, not China, for what I'm seeing. It's Tony that has the enabler. This Wasi nigga need to go somewhere. Vin Rames reject. Everything that she said in that car, he co-signed. And instead of holding her accountable for what he saw with his own two eyes, that she was the aggressor, that she was the one that was acting out, acting a fool, that was picking at that girl, getting in her face, being disrespectful as hell. He should have held her accountable, but instead he co-signed everything that she was in that car saying. So I don't like him. I have no respect for that big ass Eeyore. Um, it was just so heartbreaking and heart wrenching to see. Tokyo Tony's just a good ass bitch. She a good ass bitch that don't know shit, ain't gonna try to know shit, ain't gonna be shit. She just gutter as hell, and there ain't no change no bitch like that. The streets raised her, obviously. I don't know the relationship with her mom, but it's obvious that it seemed like her and her mother had a fucked up relationship, and she passed it on to her daughter. Prayfully, Blac Chyna is gonna, end that cycle. Eventually, China just closes the gate. She was just like, she'll never see her grandkids. I want to, cut this cycle. And then we switch to the next day where China is, doing her Fashion Nova shoots or whatever. And she sits down and talks to Ashton and Treasure. She tells Treasure what happened. And Treasure basically like, I know how you can get. You and your mama, can click off. So Ashton, you tell me what happened. And Ashton was like, China was being calm. Tony was the aggressor. Da 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 da. And so Ashton goes on to say that he believed that until Tokyo and Treasure could get along, China and her wouldn't be able to get along. And I 100% disagree with that. The two relationships ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Whether Treasure is in her life or not, her relationship with her mother is still fucked up and toxic as shit. Treasure and her getting along ain't got nothing to do with her respecting her daughter and being a fucking mama. So I disagree with what Ashton was saying. I didn't understand that recollection, that correlation at all. Um, Tony's just toxic. She's a cancer. You can't have people like that in your life. Mama, granny, whatever. Like, you cannot have a person like her in your life. She is mentally draining. She's exhausting. She does not hold herself accountable. I don't know if she's schizophrenic. I don't know if she's crazy. I don't know if she's bipolar. I don't know if she's manic depressive. Or I don't know if she just batshit don't give a fuck. But people like her, you cannot have in your life because they simply don't care. She didn't hold herself accountable for anything that she did. Everything was China's fault. And the fact that this Wasi character co-signed everything makes her even more in her head think that the way she behaved was okay, which it 100% was not okay. Um, so they come to an agreement that Treasure and Ashton are going to reach out to Tony to see if they can talk and try to come to some type of understanding because China refuses to reach out. You can tell Treasure's very nervous about this. She know how Tony is or whatever. So then we see Tony talking to Wasi in the hotel, saying she's not gonna be disrespected by Chyna, and um, you know how she blew smoke in her face and this and that. And I'm like, but what did you do? You were the one that started all of this. And once again, this big motherfucker just standing there saying, I know, you should have smacked her. You should have did this. But that's your daughter. That's your daughter. You need to try again. Shut up. Shut up. So Treasure talks to Ashton and she tells him, I don't feel comfortable calling, Miss Tony because I wasn't there and you already know the relationship between me and her is iffy. So Ashton decides to call and he tells her that he wants to set up a time for them to meet so they can, air everything out and get everything on the table. And so based off the way Tony was talking, Treasure already knew that she was about to be with the shits. So they meet up in the park and right off the rip, Treasure and her start going at it. She's very cold towards Treasure. She doesn't even hug her. She hugs Ashton or whatever. And she was basically just telling Treasure she don't know her. She's only met her a few times. And she's like, I've known you for years. Like, what are you talking about? And in her confessional, Treasure was saying, like, she's doing this on purpose. She's trying to aggravate me. She's not going to disrespect me. You know, basically, I'll whoop her ass. I'll whoop her old motherfucking ass. She just being fucking disrespectful. Tony takes off her jacket like she gonna fight the girl. They start going back and forth. I'm like, what is about to happen? Jesus. Treasure, like, I don't want to fight my best friend mama, but this bitch is disrespectful as fuck. Tony calling her bitches and shit. Treasure calling her my nigga. It's just all a mess. There's no security out there. I'm just like, what in the hell is about to happen, Jesus? It's just a mess. It's very hard to watch, but it's real because I know mothers like this. It's sad that there's a million mamas out there like her, but you can't repair that. I'm sorry, you can't repair that kind of crazy. Like, I think that Chyna needs to get to a point where she just chalks it up as a loss and just does what she needs to do as a mom and go to therapy and heal whatever is broken with her, because that type of toxicity and craziness and aggression and madness and anger and violence and the nastiness that comes out of her, she's rotten in a core. Ain't no fixing it. It's settled into her soul at this point. So I don't see it being no change on her end. I really don't. She kept on bringing up that car, about her taking the car away from her. She cared more about that car than she do repairing a relationship with her daughter. Like, she thinks that just because she's her mama that she's supposed to respect her, and despite her talking to her any kind of way and treating her any kind of way and calling her name, she's just supposed to still respect her and give to her, which is absurd. So I just feel like China just needs to repair whatever on her individually, because that woman is batshit nuts. She is nuts, 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 nuts. She needs individual counseling. Maybe if they did go to fucking counseling after a year of doing individual work, maybe it could work. But they can't fix that just one on one. They need a referee. They need a therapist in there to help that. But I honestly don't think that Tony wants to get better. Tony doesn't think that she's done anything. Tony thinks that she's right. So I don't know. It's just a mess. Let me know what y'all think about tonight's episode. Let's talk down below. Make sure to thumb through this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.